So, making music. Things got off to a bit of a slow start last time, so I think what's needed is to try and focus that down a little bit. Rather than try and compose everything from scratch, I think I need to work on my basics a little bit more. And as with everything, it's always a good idea to find something to challenge yourself with. I think I said this last time I was talking about composing music, but my guitar teacher was, how do I put it, more focused on making sure I had the right technique down rather than how I could apply that technique and make something out of it. So while I can play decently well and, play an F chord without breaking my fingers, I struggle a lot with making new music. This intro that you're hearing right now took me like a week to perfect, and even then it's not even perfect. It's like, it's serviceable. I'd like to improve it later, but there's other tunes I'd like to get down, as well as like instrumentals for a song I wrote too. I just need to work out the quirks of it, which is exactly what the stream is about right now. So while I might be pretty good, or at least like tolerable on guitar, I have no idea about the world of other types of instruments. So I think with this series, I'm going to try and experiment with different instruments and see how they sound and what I can do to make it seem more natural. I think over in the Vocaloid community, that's kind of what their goal is. They have a set of tools, and their main goal is to make it seem as natural as possible. Whether it's through proper integration where they, how I put it, the difference between acoustic and electric right now is that acoustic gives a more natural waveform. So instead of having or how I put it, it gives a smoother curve compared to electronic, which is more blocky, I'd say. I have to show you what I mean next time I do a calculus stream or something like that. Anyways, let's get on to the main show. So, composing. Composing is, again, not something I am technically good at, so we're going to start with the basics. I'm going to see how many different patterns I can make within a 4-to-4 measure, or, 4x4 measure, and then, how I put it, see what else I can do for a 2, 4, and 3, 4 measure. So over here, we're going to start off with the basic pattern. Just very simple, 4 notes, hits every beat. Then we're going to keep going. What else can we do? We can do whole notes. Probably should have done this one first. So this whole note will hold for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I should probably, let's see. To put up my time, or not my time signature, but my tempo. Just so that, oh shoot, my bad. Just so that everything's consistent. So, Control A, quarter note equals to 80. Just keep that clear. Next step, half notes. 1, 2, easy. And you'll notice that I'm mostly clicking my notes, and that's because I need more practice with keyboard shortcuts. But yeah, that'll come with time. I only started with MuseScore oh my gosh, back in August, late August. It's been pretty useful so far, and how I put it, I've checked out some of the other types of music notation, and unfortunately I would like to use them, but they require a subscription, or at least like proof that you're in school or something like that, which makes this pretty inconvenient. MuseScore though is very serviceable, not only because you have this music notation, but also because they have a whole community like on their website that makes their own custom scores. So that's been pretty useful to find like new um, or like to find other people's notations and figure out like what they did. Additionally, based on that, like normally my go-to for music notes would be Songster, just because they have a really I remember it was my first website where it played music in real time, along with the fact that you could see other instruments, although some of that was behind a paywall. But nowadays they changed their model again. It must have been over the past few months, but now like it'll pause the autoplay, or at least like prevent you from seeing like where the autoplay is after 10 measures, which is, I don't know, just such a weird feature. I prefer if it were to keep flowing though, just because like it's a lot easier that way as a person playing music. Anyways, so that's that. That's our standards. Now we can go into eighth notes. Eighth notes are, how I put it, 1/2 of a quarter note, so we can fit in 8 of these in a bar, like so. Now they'll form this quadruplet. Then 16th notes. So we'll have 16 of those. 32 notes. We're just gonna spam that in there. I can feel Bob Ross looking down at me like so disappointingly. But these notes have to get filled in. Actually, I wonder if there's an easier way. Oh, shoot. Don't like that. Okay. And lastly, 64 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40. 1, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Oh my gosh. It's almost there. 64. Okay. I think that's as far as we can get it. I'm just going to switch these around so that it looks a little bit neater. So we'll go from whole note. Oops. Whole note to half note to quarter note. And then as you'll see, the notes will get gradually more and more, how do I put it? I guess you'll notice more notes per second as we play this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Ah. And then rest. So, pretty easy. Now it's a matter of just mixing and matching and adding in rests. Typically at elementary, they have this game, sort of like Simon Says, where where the teacher selects a student, they play like a short measure, and then the class has to repeat after them. Kind of wish I could do it with the group, but can't really do that at the moment. It'd be nice maybe later on. It's also a good technique if you're ever, it's such a cool technique if you ever play in a band though, the call and response. Video Game Orchestra has like a really great version or inclusion of that in I believe when they're doing Theme of Laura, I think they also did it in their performance of Time Scar, but I could be mistaken about that. Either way, it's a pretty good time. Anyways, so let's start mixing and mashing. We'll start with, when you have a whole note, you can't really do much with it, but if you do quarter notes, you could do, or sorry, half notes, my bad. With a half note, you could do this, and then, oops, what's the shortcut for this? 5. Then it's the next one's 4. Okay. So you could do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and easy. Or you could do it the opposite way, wherein it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of feel, how I put it, in the end, this is pretty much just math. I can't remember if it was, I swear it was a Vsauce video, but it was either Vsauce or Jacob Geller, wherein these musicians had essentially created every single pattern of music that could be done within a certain amount of bars, and they stored it and wanted to make that accessible. Well, how do I put it? Well, they compiled everything, and their intention was to make sure that composition was like free for everyone to use. So in that way, people wouldn't get in trouble for their musical composition sounding like someone else's. It might have been Adam Neely, actually. I guess that's the whole thing about music with musical citations, because you never truly make something original. Like, it's pretty much impossible to have an original melody, chord progression, or bass line at this point. Still, there's ways to add, a unique soul to each one, whether it's in how you blend your music together, how you sing it, as well as the sound mixing too. But as we'll see, I just have a feeling that with AI creating music, and as people create more music themselves and record it, it's going to be increasingly harder to create something new. But, that's just me. Who knows? People could create, new instruments in general. Just look at, was it Smash? Oh my gosh, this was ages ago, but I remember there was a music group who essentially made performances and their own percussion just by, using everyday items like trash cans or brooms or something like that to make music. It was pretty hype. Anyways, so we've done half note, 2 quarter notes, 2 quarter notes, half notes. There's one more variation we can still do without rests. With rests, it's going to be a little bit different. So altogether, it's going to sound like so. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do rest there. So now we'll include rests in our progressions. Just to try that out. Oops. 1. Okay, so that solves that. Then we can do done, done, and then rest, and then done, Is it 5? 6. Done. Then rest. Then we can do 1, rest, and then that, as well as the opposite. Oh shoot, my bad. Perms and comms. Yeah, we're basically doing different permutations of each one. I can't even boggle my head around how many there are at this point, and that's not even including like accented notes, staccato accents. What else is there? Marcato, tenuto. And this is just doing one note. Once you have different notes as well as different instruments, the possibilities just widens. But that said, not every combination is going to be pleasing, right? I think that's where AI will start running up against a wall, because it'll go for whatever is the meta, or, you know, whatever seems like the most popular. But it'll be afraid to try risks, like music that might sound a little bit off. Or, how I put it, music that might be on the fringes of that genre, rather than, you know, it'll probably be focused on, like, what's most popular. I should really try, well, nah. I typically don't want to use AI because it lacks citations. Like, they never really give all of the citations that they need to make a statement of fact. But who knows, even that might change in the future. Anyways, so now we can move on to quarter notes. So with just quarters, we can do this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we did 4 earlier. But then we can start moving things around, like so. 1, 2, oops. 1, 2, break. Yeah. And then 1, break, break, or rest, rest. There. Is that all? No, I'm missing one. It's just like one note at the very end. Did I get them all? I hope so. I'm probably missing something in here, but I can always add more measures in there after. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. And now we can start adding in different combinations, I'd say. Actually, yeah, I'm not even counting tuplets in this. So this is gonna get pretty wild. I think you guys get the gist of it, but maybe I'll try eighth notes as well. One, oh, come on. We'll do over here. 1, 2. Rest, then. How do I add in rest? Rest. Should really know the keyboard Oh, this one doesn't have a keyboard shortcut. Weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was weird. These should be linking up. Let's see. Let me get rid of this one. I won't show every variation, just the ones I'm interested in. Because otherwise it'll sound pretty repetitive. Let's see. What could I get rid of? Oops. There we go. 1, 2. Rest. 1, 2. Whose theme does that remind me of? Honestly, like, how do I put it? Wrestling themes are underrated in a lot of ways. Like, I really admire guys like Mikey Ruckus for being able to create a bunch of unique themes for each wrestler. Maybe it has its roots in musicals or something like that, but when you create a theme for someone, you create it with the intention of explaining who that character is. And it could be as, like, explicit as you want it to be, like with Jaws, how it's just 2 notes, but it's very ominous, very straightforward, just like a shark coming at you. Or it could be subtle with more layers. Guys like Alex McCullough can probably break that down further for you. Like, his analysis of some of the Genshin tracks is like really, really nice. I'd also recommend his video on the twinning, just going over the different lay motifs that are related to like the civilization and the story itself that was in that dungeon that the twinning was from. Good times. Anyways, let's get back to this. Oh yeah, this was kind of remind me of Finn Balor's theme. Dun 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 dun. Oh wait, dun 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 da 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 da. Good times. I wish he would still rock that theme, but he's busy with Judgment Day right now. And they got their own theme going, which is fine. Let's see. I need to add more measures. Let's see. Insert measures. After selection, give me like 100. I don't think even that's enough for this. Oh my gosh, the moment I hit 62 notes, like... Or sorry, 64th notes, that's gonna be messy. Sound just like a machine gun or something like that. We'll try a few more with 8th notes and then maybe call it a night there. It's so important to choose like a correct rhythm because this can like... How do I put it? The bass is the soul of your song. But your percussion is like your backbone. It's the thing that helps anchor your music down so you don't like go too far off track. It's something that the audience, like with bass, feels. Melodies you listen to, but bass and percussion you literally feel because it like vibes your body, vibes your soul for that matter. Alright. What to do? I can do this again, but like moved over. No, this is fine where that is. You there. Okay. Now. Okay, yeah, this is just this, but slightly moved over. Let me just copy this measure down. And let's mix it up between quarter notes and whole notes. Yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I remember jazz musicians kind of get confused by things called polyrhythms. That's kind of something I want to research later on. I don't know much about them, just that, like, apparently playing them sucks or something like that. Oh well. I'll get there when I get there. Right. Let's see, what else can I do? So that's with the quarter notes. Let's try half notes. Oh no, that'll carry over. Okay. Bit of a hybrid. Half note, eighth note, quarter note. Okay. Can I use this anywhere? Maybe the reverse of it, actually. Da 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 da. I'm just thinking German right now. What the heck? Da 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 da. Wait, was that German's theme? Or is that Living Failures from Bloodborne? No, wait. Oh my gosh, it was Lawrence. That's it. For sure. Da 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 da. That's actually a nice beat, though. Huh. Okay, maybe dotted quarter note or dotted eighth note could work. Huh. I just need a bit more burst in that, you know? And then I need my eighth notes. Let's try this. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. What if I bump you up? No, that's too much. What are you? Another eighth note. Okay. If I put you to a dotted, you'd be too much, wouldn't you? Yeah. Nope, that doesn't get rid of it. Oh, I know, I need to tie it in. That's it. So if we do a tied note, that'll chain this one with this note. I guess the whole point of doing an exercise like this is to, one, test a person's creativity, identify different patterns. Two, just have some fun messing around. And three, I guess experimentation. Like, when you're teaching someone art, you don't just show them something like, you don't just take them out into yard and say like, hey, draw this tree. The first thing you gotta do is to have them try out different patterns with the material that you're asking them to use. So if you're using, or if you're having them use a pencil, you gotta allow them to try drawing different shapes with that pencil, then try to draw different, I guess, texture patterns with that, whether it's like cross hatching or circles, waves, that sort of thing. Then you have them experiment with how to add in color, not color, but value, lights and darks into it. So they might gently fill in that shape, and that'll give like a really gray or light gray pattern. And then if they press harder on it, it'll give that like darker colors. Same thing over here. I'm trying to look at how note length impacts like the urgency of that measure. Like, it can imply urgency, it can imply dread, it can imply calmness. And that's only using one note. So I'll probably have to look at chord patterns later. Oh boy, that'll be a time. What am I looking for right now? Ideally, I'm looking for something that can be used for lo-fi music, because I listen to a lot of that. It's helped me like calm down, help set the mood. I can never seem to replicate it though. Same for jazzy stuff, but it could be that that's just levels above me at the moment. So until I find the right combination, I'm just going to keep messing around like this. Once I do one measure, I'll try like how they look in combo with each other. And then hopefully this will help me understand how to work with bass too. Like, bass can be as creative as you want it to be. Like, you could just have like them play 2 notes, whole notes, something like that. Or you can have them play some really sick riffs. Anyways, we'll try 2 more measures. I think I'll call it there. Da, 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 da. Let's try from here. It's very interesting to compare these two. Ba, da, 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 da. Like, this one has a bit more urgency between these notes. I want to see if I can add more to this. Accent? Maybe? Let's add in... there is something for Let It Ring. That might just be guitar, though. Oh. Alright, 2 more measures. What do I want to do? Maybe I should try triplet. Or maybe I can do this. So this would be 4 eighth notes is 2 notes in total, so oops. There we go. Let's try this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we can do something with this. No, I don't want to use 16th notes just yet. Come on. Rest. Oh, wait, I didn't delete that one. Whoops. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then quarter note. Let's try that. Oh, you know, maybe I can try this one. Dun 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 dun. So that one is 1, 2, then eighth notes. Da da da. Maybe the tempo is different on that. Let's try this one more time. Maybe it just needs to be faster. Dun, dun. Oh wait, no, yeah, there we go. Okay, let's try this. That's actually not that bad. Huh. Da, 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 da. Where have I heard that beat before? Centuries? Fall Out Boy? Whatever. We got pretty far in 40 minutes, basically. 38 measures in total. Some of these were easier than others, but as you can tell, things will get more complicated when you have more notes to play with, along with different variations of those notes. As well as, like, if you... how do I put it? Once you can start combining measures together, so you could have a note that rings out throughout, like, the whole piece, like, just have an insane 4-measure note, for instance. Or you could just have it pop in for one moment. There are also, like, insane instances of percussion. Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, where he literally had cannons firing, or wanted to have a cannon fire in the middle of the piece. Too bad I don't think I can import that sound into here, though. Probably need to do that manually through, like, Audacity or something like that. Well, let's just play this in full, and then I'll probably end stream. So whole note, holds are 4, half note, quarter note, eighth note, eighth note, eighth note, eighth note, 6. I'm not even going there. People can probably play that, right? 64th notes. Dun 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 dun. One thing I need to learn more is just how to use rests better. You don't need to play everything. Silence is important too, helps the other notes stand out a little bit, or give space to the instruments that you want to draw attention to. Two, three, rest. One, rest. 2, 3, 2, rest. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2. Dun, dun. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. I should really play Rhythm Heaven sometime. Probably be terrible at it, like, how do I put it? Or maybe Friday Night Funkin'. That'd be pretty nice. The most experience I have with any sort of rhythm game was like Guitar Hero back in the day. No, there's another rhythm game even before that. I think it was also by Activision. It served as like the precursor for Guitar Hero. I need to find the name though. Then I remember there was a time where there's like this memorization game that either McDonald's or Burger King gave out, where you had to copy the moves of the dancer in the middle. I think I got to like 8 or 9. It's pretty great. What else was there? Final Fantasy XIV has a boss which kind of turns into DDR. Was it Stepmania? There's another game where you would... It was sort of like DDR, but for the computer. So you'd have your keyboard and try to press the notes as they went up. It's pretty good. Great modding community. And then there's like Step Up in the arcades right now. I believe that's what it's called. The one where you have, instead of 4, you have a center button, and instead of being arranged in a cross, they're arranged in an X-like pattern. Good times. So I think that's where I'll end things off today. I'll probably get a bit more practice later. Ideally, there's 2 songs that I really want to write, but I'll probably need a bit of help accomplishing that. Like, I have the lyrics for one completely written down. I just need to find someone who's good at instrumentals to help me bring it to life. And then there's another song I need to do, but that's a longer term project. No deadline on it, but I guess it would be proof of how far I've gone in music. Well, on that note, I think that's a good place to end off. Have a good night.